Well, the Brits have shut down temporarily, they say, the British Embassy in Tehran with the escalating violence across the country. Joining me now to give us some more details, Sky News contributor Esther Krakue. Esther, good to see you again. They wouldn't have done that lightly. Did they give a reason as to why they felt they needed to get their people out?
Yes, obviously, with the ongoing protests and the rising tension in Iran, British officials felt it was safer to evacuate, people that are working in the embassy in Tehran instead of letting things potentially escalate and leaving people stranded. We know that that would be terrible, both on a humanitarian front and certainly on a PR front. But unfortunately, Britain it hasn't really, especially for the last few decades, really been known for taking strong, hard, firm stances, especially when it comes to Iran. There have been so many scandals over the years that the British government should have taken firm action against a neutered basically the threat from Iran, where it popped up, particularly on British soil, and it hasn't done that. You know, you have the Islamic Center, the Islamic Center in England, open in Maida Vale in London, despite the fact that it's been long accused of having relations or being linked to the regime in Tehran. You know, back in 2015, when strong, potentially dangerous chemicals were discovered in a flat in North London, you know, this was kept hush hush, even though a bunch of journalists were sniffing around because apparently the British state didn't want to derail the nuclear deal at the time. So this is one of those rare things that they're actually doing because they sense heightened danger. But the British state for a long time has been neutered on its approach to Iran, and you know, the country has suffered for it.
Yeah, pretty extraordinary when you consider that Australia, Esther, threw out the Iranian ambassador when they found out that Iranian forces had hired petty criminals in Australia to blow up a synagogue. I mean, why do they think that the Iranian dark forces are not having a similar sort of influence in the UK?
Oh, it's much greater than that. I mean, the Islamic Human Rights Commission is still functioning in the UK, despite its obvious links and repeated accusations of its links to Tehran. But for some reason, and this is a problem that our foreign policy has had, it's been neutered for years when it comes to Iran because we have this warped view that if we just play nice and let a few terrorists run around, so far as they don't actually blow anything up, then the Iranian regime is likely to play nice with us, which is completely misled. I think it just comes from this sort of historical guilt that the intelligentsia in Westminster think that we must continuously atone for our sins in Britain. And that means just having a foreign policy that's completely detached from reality.
Thank God the compulsory digital ID, Esther, gone.
Yes, I mean, yeah, you know, many people will be breathing a sigh of relief. But again, this is another U-turn. I believe this is the 16th U-turn by this government. What is the point of spending all this money on digital ID if it's not even going to be compulsory? And the actual reason that was initially given is now a moot point because the government wanted to implement this to be able to clamp down on illegal migrants being able to work easily in the UK. But the issue isn't the fact that they don't have an ID on their phone that they're being forced to have by the government. It's the fact that law enforcement is completely underfunded and completely ineffective. It's easy to work in the UK, not because employers happen to forget that it's illegal to employ people that are not legally allowed to work in the UK. It's happening, and there are over 1 million estimated people working illegally in the UK at the moment because it's so easy. There's no law enforcement. They're completely underfunded. You know, people get away with getting cash in hand all the time. It's not like in mainland Europe where you need ID to basically do anything. And people are questioning why this is all necessary when you can just basically get law officials to just kick people out that are in the country illegally. You don't have to go through all this gymnastics and make average law-abiding citizens get like mandatory ID when you can actually just enforce the law.
Yeah, and I think Tory leader Badenoch got it absolutely right, Esther, when she actually called the Prime Minister Starmer absolutely clueless. Great to catch up with you. Andrew Bolt will be back next week.